Hey, I'm Freya. Welcome back to another writing vlog. I'm gonna be real with you today. I didn't feel like doing anything the past few days, and I'm still struggling with a lack of general motivation. I feel quite ambivalent about opening my document and doing the 2 hours of editing, even though I'm quite close to, well, I'm over halfway through the novel. Another 2 editing sessions would probably finish this edit, and then I could send it to my beta reader. But yeah, part of me is just like, you don't need to do it today. It can be done another day. I don't know when another day is coming, but yeah, that's my general feeling, is just nothing. No spark, no drive, no ignition key in ignition. Yeah. But we will persist anyway. Okay, let's start the timer. Okay, welcome to the laptop view. So we are in chapter 21, which is all the way down here. And there are 34 chapters. So realistically, I don't know, could I get to chapter 30 today? Let us see. Okay, so I finished reading the book. How do I feel? I don't know whether the last few plot points are entirely, I don't know whether they're enough, whether I cut it off too soon. So I think it's something I kind of need to get feedback on, because I'm not sure, I see an obvious way to extend it at this point. So that's kind of where I'm at with the go-between girl. I think it needs to go to someone else and have another opinion. So that is the summation of this editing. It's been I've been editing for, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks now. But I think that's where I'm at. It's never the feeling you kind of want when you finish something. You always want to feel like it's really solid and that, it's kind of got good legs underneath it. But I don't know that I'm there yet. So, yeah. Okay. Moving on. Hey, it's a bit later in the day, but I realized I had more to say about the editing, finishing the edits of this round. I kind of feel like with the time jumps, I'm not giving it enough space and time to kind of breathe or marinate correctly in the book. I feel like the ending comes a little bit too soon, but I kind of don't know what I need to put in there to extend it. So my overall feeling is that I just need another set of eyes on it. But whether they'll be able to tell me what I need to add or where the kind of missing bits are, I'm not sure. Another cool thing is I had a really nice review come in on my first book that just made me really unreasonably happy. This guy said that he didn't really read my book, but his teenage daughter did, and that she wrote a book report on the book for school. And like, my first book, First Do No Harm, is very much not something I'd ever recommend to a child, but for it to resonate with her enough that she wrote a book report on it is just kind of, yeah, it really feels like a pinch me moment. So yeah, that felt really cool, and has improved my mood quite a bit, because coming to the realization that you're not really done with the draft and you need to go back in and, you know, write and extend scenes and make things more substantial, and it doesn't have a satisfying conclusion. Because overall, like, reading through the novel, I was really happy with it up until maybe the 75% mark, and then I kind of felt like once I did the time jump, it didn't have enough. There just wasn't enough of it. It felt like things happened too quickly, and they felt not quite resolved by the end. So yeah, it's been nice to have that little lift, but I'll let you know what the person who's reading my draft thinks, and kind of come back to you with their insights and next steps soon. Hi, welcome back. It feels like I'm starting a new video because I haven't talked to you in so long. And the reason for that is that I have been waiting for this, which is my revisions for my novel. And as you can see, the very first page is covered in pink pen. So I thought you and me, could go through it and kind of unpack it together and figure out how to edit this beast. I'm a little intimidated to start, although it does feel like a good day to start because it's the first day of the new year and it's still, for another 10 minutes at least, January 1st. So that feels like as good a time as any to begin editing. I will make a small note here that there's no way for me to kind of dive into these edits with you without inevitably spoiling the book at some point. So that is my disclaimer. But I guess if you're watching this type of video, you're interested in seeing how the book is made, how the sausage is made, you're interested in editing decisions, you're interested in the nitty-gritty of writing, so it probably doesn't bother you as much. And I don't even, I have no timeline for when this book is coming out, so it's this abstract future thing, so right now spoiling it in some capacity doesn't feel like the most pressing concern. I don't know whether later I'll be rewriting a revisionist history where I'll, want to erase all this footage from the internet, but right now it doesn't feel, like the biggest problem. So without further ado, I'm going to open the document and get us set up for 2 hours of editing, and I'm going to talk to you throughout and explain the decisions I'm making and why I'm deciding to do what I'm doing, and hopefully that's helpful in some way. Okay, see you soon. Okay, so we are on the very first sentence of the first page, and already I'm having problems with this edit. So basically, there's been a suggestion, and I'm not sure whether I agree with it. Okay, so the first sentence I had is, this was not the life Harriet Phillips would have expected for herself. And so the point that my beta reader, whatever, has made is that because I use wouldn't in the next sentence, having would have and wouldn't 2 lines apart is it's a bit much. So he's suggesting this was not the life Harriet Phillips had expected for herself. And to be honest, I prefer my version. So already, this is why editing takes so long, because you get suggestions and you're like, and then you spend several minutes umming and ahhing over one word, writing core. Yeah, I'm not sure what to do here. At this point, I'm kind of wishing almost that this video was live and I had, I had someone else to bounce ideas off, but you're just a screen, so that's that. I don't know whether I leave that one and move on. Yeah, it's tough. This was not the life Harriet Phillips would have expected for herself. Maybe there's another way you can say it. Maybe you change the sentence entirely and then that will eliminate the problem. Okay, I'm going to play around for a bit and I'll let you know what the decision comes to. Okay, I have come to a decision. I'm not going to take the first suggestion for the first sentence. I'm going to keep it the way I had it. I am going to take the next one, which is later in that paragraph. The only thing she would have been correct about was that she had, in fact. And then it continues. So, yeah. Oh, is this interesting? The minutiae of my editing. I'm already having struggles with documenting it in this way. It feels challenging because you come up against this crisis of confidence of reading your work to the camera and kind of giving people vision into your unfinished project. Yeah, it's challenging. What's next? If Harriet had made a prediction, she would have guessed. She might have guessed. Okay, that's the next thing. Okay, moving on. Okay, so the rest of that page was just commas and apostrophes, and I put those in, no problem. And then, so this next paragraph, the third paragraph, has a big note. It says, do you need this paragraph? It tells little about Harriet, more about cliched office life. So, tenses, there's another note, tenses not working well, something. This is just me trying to read difficult handwriting, this video. I have no idea what that word says. Tense is not working well also. Tense is not working well here. Tense is not working well here. Sentence too long. Okay. So the suggestion is to delete that entire paragraph. This is the point where I kind of feel like, kind of, the phrase kill your darlings. Well, they tell you kill your darlings, but, sometimes I feel like I want to throw a funeral for my darlings and, mourn their loss because, I crafted these words. But he's right. He is right. So, funeral, with or without a funeral, they have to be killed. Yeah, that's the takeaway. I have to lose that whole paragraph. Okay. Let's do that. And I will return at the next juncture of discomfort. Okay, the next juncture of discomfort turned out to be one line down. So basically, I set up that she's like, if she'd thought about her life, this would not be what she would have expected. And then I kind of talk about what a potential possible future she would have guessed she would have had for the first two paragraphs. And then I deleted the third paragraph as per the suggestion. And then I go, or maybe if her grades had been slightly better and she'd been a little more talented, or even just a little luckier, she would have been hired by one of the newspapers she had applied to. So the quibble that I'm struggling with is he wants me to admit the or. So start with maybe if her. But I like the or. I like that detail. I like that word. I don't know. Does anyone relate to this? Like, you get it attached to the, like, particular words or particular ways of saying things, and, maybe it's just, conflicting styles clashing against each other. I don't want this, like, whining, because I feel that this is what I'm doing, to come across as I know everything and woe is me, my editor wants me to make changes, because like I know the changes making the novel better, but and like if I query this novel and it goes through that whole process, that will be another round of changes. But it's just like little things like this. Like, I really like that it's like, or maybe it's this. Like you're adding a thought on, like it's more kind of, okay. So what I was saying, I don't know where I got cut off in that clip, but I like that it feels like you're kind of speaking about something, like it's more oral to have the, or maybe it's this. I like that feature. And it is my novel, so there's no one kind of pulling the puppet strings, directing what I write or what I edit this to be. But yeah, gosh, we're not even off the second page yet. This is going to take a hell of a long time to edit, is what I'm realizing. And also, I've been adding these clips to iMovie as I've been making them, and I think I have 20 minutes of footage, which is the longest video I've probably ever made. So if you like this and you want to see more of me ranting about the minutiae of my editing, leave me a comment and let me know, because yeah, I don't know whether this is something that is interesting to you, or whether you like the like more overarching, like I do all the edits and then get back to you with my overall thoughts. But I appreciate you being here and being along for the ride of the 30 minutes where I basically edited 2 paragraphs. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.